this, do not give up on your legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. How y'all doing? Good to see ya. Just trying to fix up my camera here. Got a bunch of cameras. All right, today's topic, folks, is your case dismissed, or what is all involved about this. Here's what you need to know. Friends, welcome to greencardguys.tv. I'm your host, John Ting. I practice immigration law in all 50 states of America and across the world, helping you solve your immigration problem and maybe even prevent the problem from happening in the first place so you can get that legal status that y'all deserve. All right, please bear with me. Oh, that's right. I moved my camera. That's what's going on. Okay. All right, folks. So there's been a lot of updates we want to share with you, but I do want to answer the topic of the day first. In the meantime, you're welcome to ask a question, drop it in the comment section, type it up over there, and we really appreciate y'all's trust for us to answer those questions. And of course, I might not be able to answer them just because I'm probably going to be live for about 10 minutes today. We have a deadline today, so got to get things done for clients, right? So here's the deal. All right, today is about dismissal. And you may have heard this over and over again. And you're wondering, is this really right for your case? Is it worth it? Attorneys charge money for it. Number one, we've had scenarios where people come to us, call us, and they said, look, DHS, the government attorney, actually agreed with me, right? That that they agreed with the person that we spoke with, the immigrant, to dismiss their case. Then, of course, we have follow-up questions. Well, how did they agree? Did they email you back? Is there an order on file? Did you receive an order? So that, unfortunately, what happens is that, you may have received an email from a government Department of Homeland Security attorney, but then they didn't file a motion to dismiss. And y'all are probably wondering, well, they told me they agree. Does that mean that they're going to give me an order? No, absolutely not. Some of y'all might have gotten lucky, okay, for good reason, but Department of Homeland Security does not have the responsibility to file that motion to dismiss for you, okay? They don't represent you, all right? So please know that, because a lot of people have been waiting around, thinking, and several months passed by after you got that email response saying that they agreed to it. But agreement from Department of Homeland Security is just the first step. The next step is that you have to file a motion to dismiss to the court so that the official authority, the judge, can actually make a decision and check mark, granted, approved. All right. So agreed does not mean approved or granted. In an order, you need the document, a document that says order of dismissing your case, okay, or terminating your court proceedings. All right, so very, very important. Let's see here. All right, so that's a key thing because we've been getting a lot of inquiries, scenarios about this. I see a lot of comments coming in and questions. Welcome to keep dropping in this comment section. I'll try my best to answer that in 10 minutes or so. Yes, we're happy to answer any type of question as possible. I'll definitely let you know in advance if I can't or not able to right now, just because some are require very detailed or a lot of follow-up questions. All right, so let's see here. What else you need to know? It's all about mindset, right? A lot of y'all think that you don't qualify for it, or what's the point of even hiring an attorney? Well, that's one reason I just mentioned, but the second one is the Obama administration was not this open to get cases like this dismissed, okay? Even marriage cases, it was difficult under President Obama administration Now, I think because President Biden had experience from President Obama's time in office, was it 8 years total? That's a pretty significant amount of experience. So, of course, he probably has so many immigration advisors that hopefully pro immigration to understand the situation. And even if he doesn't understand enough that he can authorize and let the Department of Homeland Security or USCIS work for the benefit of immigrants. But it doesn't always work that way, okay? So at the very least, he's done what he could as a president to authorize prosecutorial discretion in a more expansive way. Because prosecutorial discretion, I usually phrase it just PD for short. PD has always been available, okay? It's just like someone's been charged with a crime on a state level, the district attorney's office has authority to not pursue charges, but most of the time they do, right? So similar with Department of Homeland Security, they can have the discretion to not pursue the case. But in immigration court, it's not that simple, right? You still need a judge to sign off on it. All right, let's see. That's a general thing about that. If you have any questions about PD, let me know. But I just would, one last thing about mindset is that I would really hate the situation for you if you're like, man, I thought about it, but nah, man, now we're in the Republican president. And I'm looking at 2025. Like, man, I should have listened to John. I should have at least talked to this team. Yeah, you should have. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. So you got about 1 year left. And who knows? You don't want to assume that a Democratic president is always going to keep the same policies. They can change. Any president can change policies at any time. So don't wait. Don't wait a full year and say, okay, now I'm going to do something. Right? You got to do it now. Okay? At least have a conversation with an attorney. There's so many people that need help. I'm not saying you have to talk with me, but I'm here to just convey to you, you need to do something. You need to talk to a lawyer that you trust. Of course, there's a lot of us out there. So many of us, and then it's hard to know which lawyer to talk to. So that's why I'm here live. I'm here to share ideas on what to consider when even talking to a lawyer. Some of y'all maybe want someone in person where you live. I get that. That's cool. So be it. Whoever you are comfortable with. But for us, we have using TikTok and everything. We have video conferences. So we use Dialpad or Zoom if necessary. So we keep it as easy as possible for y'all. And look, and we do have a physical office in Houston, Texas. Come hang out. Let me know when you're coming, and we'll go out to eat, okay? All right, let's see. Hey, Tony, happy Monday to you. Man, it's Monday already? Crazy. Whew, time flies. Yasser, good morning to you. There's a whole bunch I can always say about this topic, but I'm just going to answer some questions here. So let's go. All right. Yasser on YouTube, is it possible that your case terminate or dismissed by judge if you already applied for TPS and it was approved, granted? Is it better for you to get granted TPS than try to dismiss case instead of applying with asylum for you with USCIS? So that's really two different scenarios. So I still recommend getting the court case dismissed because, again, as mentioned before, this is one of the best times to get this done. You just never know what can happen, an election year. So just don't mess around in that, because TPS, just having TPS does not mean, or even DACA does not mean it's automatic that you're all good. I mean, yeah, this deferred action, meaning, you're not allegedly not going to be deported, but if you allegedly commit a certain crime, they don't care about the deferred action. So that's why at least try to get that court dismissed. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, sir. Maybe it sounds like you have an asylum application on file, because you say you're from Sudan, now in removal proceedings, and had master court hearing in 2025. Mm-hmm. So there's a new update. Okay, folks, I don't accept asylum cases anymore. We refer out those cases. So if you need short list of referrals on Asylum. We're happy to send it to you. Just send us a DM or get in contact with the team, and we have a list for you. Now, however, you do need to know this. If you have an asylum application on file with the court and you're wondering, well, heck, John, I heard in the past 2 years there was like some attorneys have been iffy if my asylum application would still continue if I get my court case dismissed. Finally, I think about the past 30 days, USCIS sent out a memo, okay, saying yes, they're going to use the same date that you filed, even if you get your case dismissed from court and you had a pending asylum application on file. There's certain steps you need to do. So we'll see. If you contact us, we'll email you the link. Okay, we're happy to do that. So even if we can't guide you all the way to the end of the case or whatnot, sometimes you call into our cares team. We can email you a free guide or a link just to point you in the right direction. That helps us feel comfortable that we're fulfilling our mission for every person we can. All right. Another comment on YouTube. Emanuela, good afternoon. You filed your motion to reopen on your I-140 petition. It was dismissed by USCIS. I think you commented last week. Wow, talk about timing. For some reason, I get this a lot when people contact us or ask questions on the show. For some reason, a decent number of people get like the decision or something positive or negative soon thereafter. So, what are your options? I think you said that last week that you mentioned you already had another I-140 on file or approved. So I don't know which is better in your situation, but maybe we can get in touch, okay? Or you call us. All right. I can't say right now without looking at your file. All right, to TikTok, then I'll get to Instagram. Can I export? Where do I send VAWA 45 and N60? Oh, and a 765. So yeah, that is confusing. When you're filing for 485, and it could be other forms, you rely on the mailing addresses based on the 485 instructions. I know it's kind of confusing. You might think, oh, do I need to send it to two separate places? You rely on the 485 mailing instructions. And hot tip, you may know this already from other people, but please use tracking. Pay for tracking, okay? Whether it's USPS or FedEx, pay for that, because I know people in G1450 or 1145. G1145 is for so USCIS can text you or email you just to notify that they received the application, which is much faster than receiving the physical snail mail notice. Okay, receipt notice. Hopefully that helps. Alrighty, let me switch over here to Insta. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting. I practice immigration law, helping you solve your immigration problems and maybe even prevent the problem from happening in the first place. All right, Callie Sue, can expire passport used at biometrics appointment? Oh, can you use one? It's your only ID in the U.S. I mean, if that's all you got, then just try, right? I can't recall if a client has used expired or unexpired or expired at all. But if that's all you got to try. Okay. Hope so. You definitely don't want to miss your biometrics appointment. Wasim. Let's see. Wasim, is it necessary to have N565? Can a case be filed without it? I don't know your entire situation, Wasim. So, because your prior comment says something about public charges be removed, I don't know your entire situation, but I do remember you commenting before. So, welcome, and contact our team so we can understand more. Hey, what's up, Janet? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see clients join us. All right. You entered the States with waiver and you're a French citizen now. You're a French citizen. How do you get a green card with the waiver? Okay, I think you mean live in 77. I think you're talking about the ESTA visa waiver. So that's great. Glad you got that. And now, how do you get a green card? So it's not so simple in terms of, did you find the right match to get married? I'm assuming you haven't found the right match. So you could be asking about work-based options. I talk more about that on Wednesdays every week, okay? Because I'm on LinkedIn, synced on LinkedIn on Wednesdays. So tune in on Wednesday, okay? But typically, if you're just like, yeah, I would not overstay on the ESTA and try to get a work like a sponsorship through job, because it's not going to happen that fast. It's very slow, unfortunately. And it doesn't waive the situation unlawful presence. Only immediate relative category waives unlawful presence, okay, for a green card. If you want to know more information about that, follow us, okay, on your respective platform, and so you can learn more. Isabella, what's going on? Good to see you again. You briefly told us about your husband pending 45 due to open asylum case. That's right. You signed up for consult, but you haven't heard anything back yet. Isabella, our system is so fast, our software, that I should be able to check right now if your information shows up on our system. Okay, Isabella. I'm assuming Isabella is your first name, so let me see what we got here. Because usually how it works, folks. Okay, if you enter information in our system, you get a link. You get an email. Well, that's weird. I don't see Isabella. Is it with two L's? Yeah. I don't see Isabella on here on our system. I mean, the one we see. For some reason, I type in Isabella. Oh, okay. I found you. Okay, your name is something else. Okay, gotcha. I'm not gonna say it here. Hey, Janet. Yes, let's collab. Okay, with Polka. I've been meaning to do that with you. Let's do it. Business law sometimes depends on the situation. But yeah, let's talk. Okay. You've been getting DMs about religious visas. Can we do that? Yes, we can help with that as well. Okay, Isabella. Yeah, found you. Let's take a look. So, hey, real time. We have one of our viewers here who has contacted us, filled out the form. So, okay, I got you. So that was November 10th. Was it Friday? Okay, so our team has been super busy. We had a lot of deadlines the past couple of days. So I apologize, Ashley. So now that you mentioned your name here, I'll just go and say it. I'll ask one of the team members to give you a call. Okay. Let me do that right now. This is how fast we are. Let's see who's going to call you first. All right, real time here. All right, actually, let us know. Real time right now. All right, let's see who calls you. This will be interesting. All right, let's erase. Absolutely. Happy to point you in the right direction. Oh, okay. Yeah. Please note the consultation strategy session is not necessarily with me. It's um, it's typically with our premier associates. I wish, because of deadlines and management of the team and training, mentoring, I'm not always able to do the consultations, but I'm happy to always jump in whenever I can. It's always a good time. I enjoy it. Let's see. Moy on TikTok, can USCIS use my software since it's fast? I sure wish. My goodness. I mean, to be honest, we do use automation to help us, but to like remind us next steps, that's for sure. We got to use technology, which I actually spoke at a panel at a conference last week for the National Asian American Bar Association on ethics on how to use technology and AI, because there's reports of some people not using it correctly. We don't get people in the wrong spot. That would not be good. All right, Marie, can you apply for PD to reopen removal order with a criminal history? There's an arrest but not convicted. That's going to be tough. I mean, the good thing, Marie, is that you haven't been convicted yet. So as soon as you're able to get that dismissed, with hopefully with the help of a criminal defense attorney, to hopefully speed up the process. Generally, criminal cases are slow intentionally, but hopefully, if you have a criminal defense attorney, hopefully they can help you out sooner than later. Because yeah, one of the enforcement priorities is they want to pursue prosecution when it's there's someone with criminal history, for example. Okay. Yeah, sir. Sorry. Any chance trying to appearing? You're trying to appear in court fighting for asylum while granted. Okay, so that's what I was saying. Yes, sir. That you can. USCIS still treats your asylum application as continuing to be processed, even if you get a case dismissed in court. All right. Nagio on YouTube. The asylum was approved after waiting 5 years. Okay, congrats. You received a work card, but does not have a fingerprint on it like the old card. Is there a problem? I don't believe so. I mean, I don't normally look at asylum EADs, but I know the cards in general tend to change from time to time. I mean, as long as it looks legit, then you're good, and you got it directly from USCIS. But you said asylum's been approved and for 5. Oh, okay. Recently, it sounds like. Okay, so Najio, you want to make sure you go ahead and file the 485 application for adjustment. You'll see on the USCIS website that there's a 1-year rule typically that you have to show for continuous presence. However, earlier this year, I believe February 2023, USCIS was opened up the policy in the sense that you can file 485 as soon as you're granted approved for asylum, the 589 application. But I think the thing is, because the processing time for 485 based on asylee granted takes like a couple of years. That's why they go ahead and let you just file the application. All right. Hopefully that helps, Najio, or anyone else that has asylum granted. Sounds good. Yes, sir. Look forward to speaking with you or my team. Okay, Ashley. Danny should be calling you any moment now. Simple Live. Is there any way to get status if you overstayed C1D? As far as I know, no, unfortunately. C1D is your crewman visa, so unfortunately, last time I saw, there's nothing changed about it. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to share that with you. Marie says that. Okay. Thanks for the follow-up comment, Marie. You said you're the one with a criminal arrest. No open cases. They're all dismissed. Okay, that's good. Yeah, let's work. Let's talk about it. Okay. What we ask is that you get a copy of the dismissal order from the criminal case. If you don't know how to do it, one of the first steps, is contacting the county. In some counties, depending where you're at, urban or rural area, if you're in an urban county, typically they have a good online system so that you can even get it downloaded from the browser. But some of the rural counties, less populated, let's say, they tend not to have a robust online system, so you have to like mail in the request. But if you have issues with that or not able to do it, then in some situations we offer as a courtesy to help you with that. Okay. Oh, you're also approved VAWA, so that's good to know. Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Candy 8080, yeah, good morning to you. You're my favorite. I'm your favorite attorney. Glad to have helped you because I think you're a former client. Nini on Instagram. How long does Mandamus process take? So just generally speaking, there's a lot of different immigration applications, as y'all know, but generally speaking, let's say if you speak with us on a strategy session and we give you the green light that yes, we can file your lawsuit, because not everyone is what we call eligible for it in terms of unreasonable delay. But if we believe you are unreasonably delayed or you're insistent on it, then we go ahead and file it for you. So filing the complaint, the legal document to start the case, is step number 1. Okay. Number 2 is physical service. We have to snail mail. Unfortunately, we can't FedEx, but is to serve the other party, which is the government, okay, USCIS, State Department, Embassy, for example. And then we have to allow them, the federal rules require to wait 60 days. In some situations, 60 days to allow the government, to U.S. attorney, to file an answer. Typically, we don't actually care that they file an answer. It's more about negotiation to get the decision for you, or even to help facilitate getting that visa issued for you. And in some scenarios, unfortunately, for better or worse, but at least it gave you some peace of mind that you at least know what the heck's going on. Some people actually do get visa refused, for example, or and then you find out, oh, it could be for national security reasons, but they won't give us the full detail. Okay, when it's national security reasons, they're not going to give you the full detail. But if it's for other reasons, then they'll be more upfront. Okay, because national security, they're not going to give us proof. Unfortunately, they're going to what do we call black it out, so they won't share all the information. But other situations that you need to be more upfront, actually, it's great that you asked this question, Nini, because some people are so gung ho to authorize us to file a lawsuit, which we greatly appreciate. Happy to help you, but you need to be upfront with us or your attorney, who is another attorney, is going to help you for mandamus, because some people don't tell us that they had a site visit. Okay, some people had a USCIS officer, fraud and detection officer, essentially go to their home, apartment, house, and then a site visit. And we've had a couple clients in that situation that we found out after the fact. So we don't mind it. That's not the issue. It's more about helping you as a courtesy, giving you some pointers, but basically best practices on how to be prepared. Okay. We can't walk you through the whole thing, because usually people that hire us for mandamus lawsuit is not actually our prior clients, right? Like, you found us through YouTube, all these different TikTok, all these different social media platforms, Meta, IG. But hopefully that gives you an idea, because it would be really crappy, and if we file a mandamus lawsuit and the USCIS, maybe 1-2 months later, they mail you a RFE, or a NOI, notice of intent deny. And for the most times, U.S. attorney will actually email it to me, which could be faster than you getting it by mail. And then when they email it to me, you basically get 30 days to respond to something like that. So of course, when the government is asking for documents, it'd be nice to have more time. So usually a red flag for something like that is a site visit. And some of y'all say, oh, it's no big deal. It's no biggie. Site visit, I passed it with flying colors. I'm glad you told the truth. But typically, when there's a site visit, it's going to result in a NOID or RFE. Okay, so don't assume that just because you didn't get arrested or something, like being arrested, they wouldn't arrest you. That's not the issue. So, anyways, just trying to point you in the right direction, because some of y'all are a bit shy to share all the details. Eulania. Oh, you can translate on this thing? That's cool. What's the process to bring an elderly person on a tourist visa to visit the U.S.? You're a resident. Great question. I'm thinking about creating a program, like, or just upload some videos about this. But just generally speaking, we don't help with a visitor visa directly as direct legal services, because I believe out of all visa applications, this is the more straightforward in terms of the application itself. So if you type in, typically, I think it's travel.state.gov. But imagine if you Google search, like, or you go on there and you find visitor visa, to know if you know where you're going. I mean, to know that it's the correct place is a .gov website, but also usually, like, step number one is DS-160. Okay, and you can do it online. Okay, but that's and then you say process that. Tony, I'm not sick. I'm just talking really fast. The process, essentially, depending on which embassy or consulate your parent is located near, there's another web page on the travel.state.gov about, you enter in the city, basically, and then I'll tell you the number of days to wait for the appointment. Okay, just to give you more accurate idea of how long the timing works. Let's see here. By the way, this is a great time to ask you if you enjoyed your experience here on the live show or in the past, or you actually had a chance to speak um, to one of our CARES team members, or even had a consultation with one of the attorneys. Please share your feedback. We greatly appreciate it. We really care about customer service. Some of y'all may even had experience with a different lawyer, different law firm, and you see the significant difference with our law firm. Please mention that in the review. One of the best ways is going to www.tinglaw. Wait, never mind. Wrong one. That's so many websites. Wrong one. www.reviewtinglaw.com. And I can share here on YouTube and Facebook. Okay. I can answer one more question. Okay. But I do try my best to go live every day. I'm not going to be able to do it on Friday because I have trial on Friday. So I know that one for sure. Okay. Rada, you've been here for 28. Rada's been here for 28 years. You have a 23-year-old child, adult child. Can he petition for you? Ooh, enter without inspection. So this is a great question because yes, a adult child can file a petition for you as immediate relative classification, which is great. But when a person enters America without inspection, aka illegally, aka without a visa, and there's no visa, you didn't have an approved visa waiver, ESTA, then unfortunately you need to file a waiver. And to be eligible, not everyone is eligible for the 601A waiver for unlawful presence. And you do need a spouse or a parent who's a US citizen or a resident. Okay, we call it LPR. So, and yeah, so typically it's not worth it. Now, it might only be worth it to file that petition if you have a court case, so that for the purpose of getting your court case dismissed. Because you never know. Maybe you could have a qualifying relative in the future. Like maybe let's say like your adult child filed for you a petition, and then I don't know, eventually you get married. But whoever you get married is a citizen or a resident, then you can go ahead and just file for the waiver right after. Okay. But there's a lot of tips around that, and hopefully that gives you an idea. But generally, we don't encourage people to file a petition if you're not eligible for a waiver, because we just, you know, yes, petitions take a while, but it may just depends on you. Depends on everyone's situation. All right, folks. I really greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, we do offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you, just like Ashley/Isabella access today. And really try our best to for a CARES team member to call you within 24 hours. But yesterday, Friday, we had a lot of deadlines, so we try to get back to you the next business day. So just like Ashley, if you want, you can contact us here, and I'll get a team member to call you as soon as possible. All right, thank you so much, and y'all have a wonderful day. Subscribe and follow. See you later.